Hello guys, my name's Collaborative Joe and welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another video on the Collaborative Joe YouTube channel. And I cannot see the live chat. So here we go. We're live. I haven't put the stream into my Discord server yet. Just need to... Oh no, I have. I put it in a few minutes ago. Okay, cool. Yes, welcome to the stream, everybody. What's this? Where do I have... I have Luck of the Sea twice. Cool. Hello, the Tired Gamer, what I'm seeing. Sup, Joe? I'm here first once. Hello, welcome to the stream. I'm just going to nip into here because I think that... As I recall, I left a bed in here. It's been taken. A bed thief. There's an ocelot over there, and there's a feather and some chicken. If I go to here, though, the Stampy house is the Stampy bedroom's right there. Hello, Drifter from the Hours. Welcome to the stream. The Stampy bedroom is right there, so I think I might have to jump into there to go to sleep, because that's the nearest place that I know genuinely has a bed. Hello, that Drummer 67. Welcome to the stream. Right, let's quickly get up this mountain. Heave. Climb to here and to the world's ending. Can we get into that door there? That would be cool. Yeah, that would have been cool, but I don't think we can. Welcome to the stream, everybody. I'm just going to move this down a bit so I can see the whole live stream. How are you all? Everyone that's joined the stream right now, how are you? Ooh. I'm good and you? I'm really good, thank you for asking, that's really kind of you. I'm really good, thank you for asking me, the Tired Game, that's really kind of you. I'm good, everybody. I'm as good as can be. Even if you were to hit me on the head with a shovel. There we go, so we just popped into here, which we made this because we were bored. Right, anyway. Let's head back. We come across here because the little house over there didn't have a bed, didn't have a sofa. The other house didn't have a sofa. Guys, only one day till Christmas. Thank you, that's really kind of you. Yeah, one day till Christmas, guys. One day. What do we got? Which chest were we in? This one. Do we want anything from here? That's crazy, we're one day. This year has flown by. Yeah, it's my birthday in like 4 days. Feels weird. It's my birthday in 4 days, and I feel like only 11 days till 2026. No. Less than 11. 8. I'm sorry, 9. It's 8 days till December 31st. Happy early birthday. Oh, thank you. It's really kind of you. Yeah, it's not 11 days. It's 8. 8 days. So, literally, it's the 28th today. We have 8 days left. 8 days after this. We have 8 after today. We have 8 days left of the year. Yeah, it's 8 days. Well, it's 9 until January 1st. Happy early birthday, Joe. Thank you, the Tired Gamer. Yeah, guys, it's almost my birthday. Well, the aim was to hit 8K. The aim was to hit 8K by my birthday, but I don't think we're anywhere near doing that now. We're still. It's taken us a longer time to try and go from hitting. It's taken us a much longer time than we expected to hit 7,700. But that's normal, guys. We move on. The aim is to hit 8k by 2026. Well, the aim's to hit 8k by the end of next month. Because I would love to see if we could hit if we could hit 10k by the end of next year. Because next year my YouTube channel turns 10 years old. Just a question, are you from Ireland? Are you from Ireland? I really like your accent. No, I'm not. I'm from England. I'm not Irish. I'm from England, so my accent is not Irish. My accent is old. My accent is not it's not Irish. This is this isn't Irish, but I really like your accent. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's English, but England has got so many different dialogues. So my accent is Southwest England. My accent is Southwest England, so it's not Irish. I can do an Irish accent for you though if you want me to. If you want me to, I can do an Irish accent for you guys. I gotta be honest, guys. I'm pretty good with an Irish accent. My Irish accent's pretty good. Hello, it's really Phase Won't Stream. That's really good. Thank you. I wanted to be an actor when I was younger, and then I had a really rough time doing GCSE drama, so I opted to change my mind, and I opted to change and do filmmaking instead. But I am quite good at accents, guys. I am quite good at accents. It's a fun thing doing an accent. Right, first things first. Let's go and dump some stuff, eh? These bows we do not need. This is the first Minecraft stream I've seen in a long time. Oh, cool. Welcome to the stream. It's really Phase. I also enjoy doing accents. Yeah, it's very fun to do. I can do many different accents. I can go from the deepest deep to the highest high. I can go from the deepest deep, guys, to the highest high. I can jump through the accents into time. I can change my voice at will. I can change my voice at will. I can do this all day. It's jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to run on an open horse, open sleigh. Hey! Dobby has come to free Harry Potter. Hello, Dr. FFF, welcome to the stream. The highest sound sounded like Dobby. Dobby has come to free Harry Potter. Dobby is magic. Flick. Master has presented Dobby with clothes. Dobby is free. Guys, I also studied film. I have to go. That's alright. Welcome to... thank you for watching the live stream. And we'll see you in the next one. Have a good rest of your day. Hello, Skatepunk. Welcome to the stream. You just missed me do Dobby. I didn't know I could do Dobby until then. Yeah, I didn't know I could do Dobby, guys, until that moment. You would be a great Dobby voice actor. Master has presented Dobby with clothes. Dobby is free. Can I do a Scouse accent? Yeah, no, yeah. Go and get me a can of beans. Go get me a can of beans and a can of Coke from the shop. I'm grateful that I've discovered you. Oh, thank you. That's really kind of you. What do you... Did that sound somewhat right? I mean, I support a football team that plays in Liverpool. So whenever I watch, I support Everton. So you know they are a Scouse football team. So what's the one? But I learnt that accent from someone saying VAR. Put VAR in the bin. Just put it in the bin, lad. Put VAR in the bin. Thank you, thank you. I just said, guys, I love accents. I could be an actor if I wanted to, but then when I did my drama when I did my drama exam in school, I had a rough old time with basically my group that I was in used to throw me off by changing the whole performance around, and they would muck with my head because I knew what the what language did you do in MFL? French, because my school got rid of... We only did French, because my school got rid of Spanish when I was in year 8. So we started learning Spanish, we did 2 lessons of Spanish, and then they got rid of it and we just did French. But then I dropped it. MFL, so Modern Foreign Languages, I dropped it. I dropped it because I hated the teacher. The teacher was... I dropped it because I hated the teacher when I was in year 7, and she was a witch. She was an absolute witch. Like literally, I didn't understand. I struggled it. I honestly, can I speak to? I can see manager. I have no idea. I can't speak French. I even though they tried to teach us it, I honestly can't remember anything about French, which is bad for it. Which you know is fairly bad. Manager means eating. What are you eating? Oh yeah. I knew obviously I knew cuisine is obviously food. Yeah, I wish I could learn other languages, but I'm really bad at learning them. I said, what do you think about eating? Oh, well, you have to eat to live. Which is, some people live to eat, but you have to eat to live. Although I do love a ham sandwich. Yeah, I do love a ham sandwich. Yeah, my school got rid of... Well, they didn't get rid of like modern foreign languages and things like that, but they got rid of Spanish. So basically... Ben and Jerry's is alright. I find their ice cream too creamy, though. It's off topic, but I think Arsenal have bottled this season. Nah, they haven't bottled it. You know, they're still top. But they haven't really bottled it, Drummer 67. The problem with Arsenal is they had a load of injuries. You know, Arsenal lost their top centre back, their top striker got injured. They had a load of injuries. Arsenal had a huge amount of injuries coming into the Christmas period. A little bit like Everton. Everton only lost to Arsenal the other day because they've got 4 or 5 players out injured. Everton lost that match against Arsenal the other night because Everton they've lost Idrissa Gana Gueye and Iliman Ndiaye to AFCON. They've lost Keenan Dewsbury-Hall to injury. They've got a few other people out injured. Well, the word 6 or 7, that's what it means. Like, it means a number that you don't know. Well, no, Arsenal don't get cocky. Like, Man City are the cockiest team in the world. Like, Man City, Arsenal have built themselves up over the last couple of years. Whereas Man City have given Pep Guardiola over £2 billion. What do you think about Manchester United? Well, Man United's problem is Sir Alex Ferguson. Man United's problem was Sir Alex Ferguson. You know, he's Man United's greatest ever manager, but he's coincidentally also their worst manager. And the fact Ronaldo left, yeah, Ronaldo leaving weren't the problem. You know, they won the league after Ronaldo left. The problem was he destroyed their youth academy. You know, you had all these. Man United had this great youth academy that Giggs, Scholes, Beckham, the Neville brothers. All those players came through at the same time. All those players came through, you know, the Neville brothers, Scholes, Giggs, Beckham. Well, Ronaldo was good for Man United. Like, without Man United, he wouldn't have gone to Real Madrid. He wouldn't have gone to Real Madrid. Thing is, though, all these great players come through Man United, but then suddenly, where's all that gone? It's Vamps. Where's all that gone? Where's all the youth? Where's all these great youth players coming through Man United's academy? Halfway through Sir Alex Ferguson's tenure, they just resorted to buying the best youth. Man United just resorted to buying the best players that were coming out of other people's academies. You know, they bought who else can I think of? You know, they bought I forgot. Obviously, they bought Ronaldo. He invented the Sue at Man United. Yeah. Sir Alex Ferguson. You know, he stopped bringing in youth players, and he pretty much started buying other great players from other countries. So, whereas, like, you know, for example, Ronaldo. They bought Ronaldo. They bought Rooney. They bought Ronaldo, they bought Rooney, they bought Ferdinand, they bought Ferdinand, they brought... Who else can I think of that they bought? All these great players, most of them in the latter part of his tenure at Man United, most of them were bought from other clubs. There wasn't many homegrown talents in the club apart from, as I said, the Neville brothers, Scholes, Beckham, Giggs. Do you guys get what I mean? Most of their homegrown talent, he pretty much destroyed their youth academy. Where is their youth academy now? They've only had one player really come through it in recent years. Kobe Mainu. That's the only one I can think of to my mind that come through their academy. Yeah, and because all the others, like Garnacho and things like that, they might have been part of the academy, but they were bought from someone else's academy. There's no homegrown talent from their area. Do you guys get it? Yeah. It's like... So it makes you wonder. Yeah, they pretty much destroyed their youth academy by just overly spending. And obviously wasting money too. Like Harry Maguire is a great centre back, but was he worth 80 million back in 2018? No. Well, the downfall of Man United was after he left. Like, the next manager came in, which was David Moyes, who's Everton's manager now. David Moyes was Everton's manager when he David Moyes was Everton's manager for 11 years. But then he left, went to Manchester United. Now he's back at Everton. But David Moyes was not back at Manchester United. He wanted Sir Alex Ferguson only left Manchester United because he knew that Man United needed a rebuild, and they wouldn't give him the money to go do it. Basically, Sir Alex Ferguson partially left. Sir Alex Ferguson left because he asked the board for £300 million to rebuild Man United's squad in the summer, and they wouldn't let him. They wouldn't let him have the money. And that's what Patrice Evra said. Patrice Evra, his comment, that was what his comment was. Sir Alex Ferguson told him, they said, I'm not going to retire. I'm not going to retire. I've asked the board for £300 million to rebuild the squad. I can get Ronaldo back, and he wanted to get Gareth Bale. And he wanted to get Ronaldo and Gareth Bale back from Real Madrid. On Raya, he's a good goalkeeper. He just pissed me off. To be honest, managers can make bad decisions. Yeah, but David Moyes didn't make a bad decision at Man United. He wasn't given any money. He wasn't given any money to buy new players. And Man United's squad, half of them were pushing 30. So of course he needed to rebuild Manchester United. So like Ryan Giggs, for example, Ryan Giggs was still playing for Manchester United at the time, despite the fact that he was 40. Ryan Giggs was still playing for Manchester United, despite the fact that he was almost 41. Here he is. So Ryan Giggs, obviously nowhere now. He's in his 50s. Career statistics. No. Because he played for Manchester United the whole time. Played for Manchester United, played for Man United, 1987. No, that's his youth career. He played for Man United from 1990 to 2014, so 24 years. 41. So basically, they had a player that was 40. They had a player that was 40 in the squad. Obviously, he retired that season. But yeah, do you guys get what I mean? Well, he's a good keeper. I just it just pisses me off. He just pisses me off because obviously the other night, every time he caught the ball, that's the thing that pisses me off. That's the only thing that pissed me off about Raya, is the fact that every night, the other day, every time Everton put a cross in, he just somehow caught it. And it pissed me off each time because I was just sat there like any other... I get what you're saying. Yeah. So yeah, the problem with Manchester United was... The problem with Manchester United isn't the managers, but half the time it's the players. A lot of them are on too much money, and they just know that you know, the managers get replaced. For example, you know, who's manager now? Ruben Amorim. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was there for years. I support Everton. But yeah, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was there for years, and he always seemed a bit weak when it comes to the players. Mourinho fell out with everyone. You know, David Moyes had no say because he was not backed. In fact, he wanted to go back to Everton and sign 2 players, and Everton wanted 20 million for both of them. And because of obviously how much money that Man United had given him, it ended up he had to settle for... He couldn't buy any of them. So David Moyes went, because he went back to Everton because he wanted to buy Leighton Baines and Phil Jagielka for Man United, and it resulted in Leighton Baines. Everton wanted 20. Basically, he offered 25 million for Baines and Jagielka, but Everton wanted 25 million for the pair of them because they were really good. Couldn't afford it. That would have blown his entire budget that the Man United board had given him. So he couldn't sign either of them. So that's how bad it was. Like Man United couldn't sign somebody in 2013 when Moyes was in his first tenure. When Moyes was in his tenure. When Moyes was in his tenure, you know, he couldn't buy anybody. Yeah, I support Everton. That drummer 67. Oh my god, my nose. But yeah, David Moyes couldn't do anything, which is crazy, isn't it? Imagine being the manager of one of the biggest clubs in the world, and you can't do anything. Like that's exactly what's happened to Brendan Rodgers. Have you guys been seeing that recently? That's exactly what happened to Brendan Rodgers. So Brendan Rodgers is the manager, or was the manager of Celtic. Basically, they did really well in the Champions League last season. Celtic did really, really well in the Champions League last season. Like they lost to PSG 3-2 or something like that, which it would have meant in the qualifying round, something like that. So they were doing really well. No, I think it might be Bayern Munich actually. They lost really late. They lost like really late against somebody, which obviously denied them from a knockout round place. And let's say here, guys, that what Brendan Rodgers asked for in the summer was what he really wanted. How do you make a tripwire? Where's tripwires? Oh, iron, a bit of wood. Oh, I got that. Just need some iron. How's Sandy, by the way? In the doghouse. He's living life. He's living life. How many do I need? Oh, 40 should be enough. And the other dogs, they're all living life. Oh, my nose. Yeah, so Brendan Rodgers wanted to, because he did well in the Champions League, he wanted to try and go the full way this year with Celtic. And it resulted in, what happened, he wasn't backed. He wasn't backed, and then he fell out with the board. He fell out with the owners. He fell out with the obviously Celtic's owners. And then he resigned the other week. But they made it so that he couldn't do his job. If you guys get what I mean. They made it so he couldn't do his job. So, you know, the point of the football manager is to win them trophies. The point of a football manager is to win trophies. To make them play the best that they can possibly play. But if you make their job impossible, like for example, a little bit like what happened to Everton, except Everton were forced into it. You know, Sean Dyche, when he was Everton manager, he said it was like every day a bomb dropped. Basically, he found out that on certain days he found out when good players get in, they send in decent, sometimes bad subs. They just get beaten. Well, you've got no choice, though, the tired gamer. You've got no choice. For example, this is a bad example. This is a really good example for that, actually. A few years ago, Dominic Calvert-Lewin got injured, and Everton had no other strikers, so they forced him to play while he was injured because they had no other sub. So Dominic Calvert-Lewin played. They found out that afterwards they found out they'd been playing him with a broken foot, which it made his stay on the sidelines longer and longer. It made his stay on the sidelines longer and longer. So that's why they have to make subs. No, I think I'm gonna be completely opposite there. I don't think Jesus is that good. Guy Carrez is a very, very good striker, Like, Everton wanted to sign him 2 seasons ago before he went to Sporting. The problem with Arsenal, though, that drummer, is that they're not playing to Gyökeres's strengths. What Arsenal are not doing at the moment is they're not playing to Gyökeres is. You know, they're not. It's not. You look Jesus or not? No, they're not. We're not talking about Jesus. As he sings Sim. We're not talking about Jesus, as in, you know, Jesus the prophet. We're talking about a football player. There's a football player called Gabriel Jesus. We're not talking about Jesus. We're talking about. We're not talking about. You know, as in football Jesus. We're not talking about. We're not talking about that. We're talking about a football player called Gabriel Jesus. I'm not talking about Jesus. I was talking about the football player Gabriel Jesus. I was saying that I don't think he's that good. Yeah, we're not talking about Jesus. Yeah, you're not playing to his strengths. So, like, it's the same as he's a different type of strike. Strikers need service. So, you know, he's already bagged quite a few goals. It's not that he's bad. Every striker is a different style of striker. So, you know, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who now plays for Leeds, used to play for Everton. He's a striker that you need to get him the ball. If you get him the ball in the box, he'll score. But if you give him the ball outside the box, he's not going to run with the ball. He's not going to run with the ball. He's not going to run with the ball at his feet and take people on. But you give him the ball in the box. Every striker is completely different. Hello, Ash. ASRP Edits. Welcome to the stream. Every striker is different. So every football striker is completely different. Like, you never. Yeah, you're not. Arsenal's just not playing to the way that it's playing to his strengths. Gyökeres, it's one of those. You give him the ball, and you know he's a massive guy. He's like 6'4", 6'5". Might be a bit shorter than that. So, you know, he's a dominant. He's a hello Courtney Gray, welcome to the stream. He is a dominating striker, if you got what I mean. So you get him the ball in the box and he'll rough up defenders. Yeah, he's fairly tall. He's like 6'4", he's like 6'3", 6'4". You give him the ball and he'll do something with it. But if you turn around and if you don't get him the ball, if you don't give him the service, then he won't score. It's the same with Haaland. It's the same with Erling Haaland. You give him the ball, he'll score. But if you don't give him service, he won't. So, for example, if you cut out the service, if you're a defender and you cut out the balls to Haaland, then he won't score. Erling Haaland's exactly the similar striker to Gyökeres. Gyökeres and Haaland are. Welcome, Rakuber. Welcome to the stream. Right, let's go this way. Hello, Janet Ardina. What version of Minecraft am I playing? Legacy Console Edition. Right, we're going to go this way. Yeah, so what it is, Gyökeres Jokeres and Harland, that drummer 67, are similar strikers. You need to give them service. You give them service. If you give them service, like balls into the box, crosses, they'll score. But if you give them outside the box, they're not going to do as much. Have I made that quite simple? Like Jokeres, I'm still bitter that he picked Sporting over Everton. I'm still bitter. I'm saying that, guys. I'm still bitter that Jokeres opted to sign for Sporting over Everton, because Everton had wanted him. Which is very true. Like, Jokeres could have gone to Everton or Sporting. So Everton and Sporting both matched his release clause, and he opted to go to Sporting. Obviously, he did really well there. Your building is so fire. Oh, thank you. That's really kind of you. But on the sort of point as well, like Gabriel Jesus, I never liked at Man City. I never thought he was very good at Man City. Any build ideas recently? Well, we've had some build ideas. I'm currently building another chest room because I'm having a bit of lag at the moment. So I'm building a chest room. I'm building like a hidden secret chest room. It's not secret, guys, because you've seen me go there. But I'm building a chest room for... I'm building like another chest room where I can store some stuff. Thank you. I've had this world, this Minecraft world. This Minecraft world will be 10 years old in... Oh shit, that's not what I wanted to do. This Minecraft world will be 10 years old. Seed. I don't code. It's not a server because it's Legacy Console Edition, so it's not cross-play, I'm afraid. We're gonna make this look fairly nice. Oh yeah, is it a server? No, it's not. Classic Stampy always has war. Well, it's just I wanted something nice for the. It's just that I wanted something nice for the flooring. I'm not doing this to look like Stampy. I'm just doing it here because I wanted something nice for the floor. I wanted the floor to look nice. Plus, we got to be careful across here because we have a cave straight underneath here. I know, but I like him. Yeah, mine Pocket Edition. Yeah, this isn't Pocket Edition. I'm afraid. We have to build another. We have to go 5 more that way, but. Here we go. Bro, I too Minecraft content maker for Uzbekistan. Cool, welcome. I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry, my nose is a bit blocked. Right, so we need to make another chest. We need to make another space for chests across here, and I've just come across something. Okay. I wonder if this is the one that we've cut into. Yeah, I am from the UK. Do you remind me of him? Cool. I'm not him, but I'm glad I remind you of him. But honestly though, I'm loving that we've accidentally walked into a cave. I don't know where he went. Yeah, that's the thing though, you never know what YouTuber's going to do. We are going to have to get rid of this water. Right. Ooh, pardon me. Alright, so... I have no idea where this water's coming from, but we are going to have to get rid of it. It's up here. Have I got any stone on me? There we go. We got some stone on me, so boom. I suppose we could use the water to angle ourselves, and ooh, then that'll do good. And now it's going down that cave. I suppose we could go down here quickly and just see what was down here. Ooh, fancy. Guys, like, might as well see if we can find a diamond while we're here. It'd be cool if we could. No idea where we are. We don't want to go too far down because we don't want to get lost. But hold on, let's jump this way then. We're on fire, but that's fine because I've found my... Hold on. There's some gold up there. Is this Black Ops 2? Yeah, it is. I just want to get up onto this block here like that. Good. I think I've come across here. So I sort of know where I am then. Oh. Okay. Oh, I know where we are. I know where we are. I know where we are. Bro, best commentary line I've ever seen. What was that? What was that line? Oh. Well, that's not very good then. I know where we are, though. I know where we are. I know where we are, guys. Don't worry. Give me some stone a second. Let's put this red wall out of the way for a moment. I know exactly where we are and how we can get home. We are now in the... We're now in here. This is our train tunnel. This is our roller coaster ride. So that all lines up. That's cool. It lines up. So That's worked in our favour. Yeah, we'll have a look, of course. That is just basically... It's basically just a British saying. Of course means that we'll do it. Guys, we're in the Nether right now. The south. That's just a bit creepy, and I'm not from the city, guys. Might as well nick that. Might as well nick that snow. This is a roller coaster ride, guys. This is a roller coaster ride, guys, that I have worked on for... Right, let's go this way then. We're going to go this way, up. This is the roller coaster ride, so this is the cave section. Ride it. Haven't got any mine carts. We're not going to work on here today. We're working on that city. I'll be back in a second. Gives me Disney vibes, but way cooler. Oh, cool. Thank you. Right, I'm back. Just going to quickly... Just going to go this way. So... Yeah, we're not working on the roller coaster now because we were actually working on that... we were working on that chess room. On that, like, secret... Well, not secret. Auxiliary chess room. We're working on the auxiliary chest room. And... We worked on the auxiliary chest room. And inadvertently went down a cave. So... Perfect. Oh, thank you to the people who subscribe, by the way. As it stands, we are about to cross 7,700 subscribers. We are 4 away, which is just incredible. I want to know, how many people have watched this stream today? It doesn't say. Guys, can I thank you for this FIFA clip I uploaded? I uploaded a FIFA clip 2 years ago, and you guys keep watching it. I uploaded a FIFA clip 2 years ago, and you guys seem to watch it all the time because it is, for the last 12 months, it's gathered 100 views a day. So I want to thank all of you guys for that, because that's just absolutely crazy. So I want to thank you all, guys. Thank you for that. Hopefully there's more to come. Well, keeping the channel for 10 years, like, that was not something keeping this channel for 10 years, that was not something that initially was the plan. Keeping this channel for 10 years wasn't something that was obviously ever planned. Which, I will admit, like, there's been times when I've almost quit. There has been times when I have almost quit this channel. Which, I will have to admit, guys, that there has been points. There has been points when I've almost got rid of this channel. Well, not almost got rid of it, but almost stopped posting. That there has been times when I've considered it. There has been times, I will admit. Right, where's that wood? Oh. Right. So, this is what it's going to look like. There's going to be two different chests on each. We don't exactly have a lot of trap chests left, so I will have to go and get more. I'm going to go now. Enjoy the stream. Have a good rest of your day, that Drummer67. Thank you for watching the live stream, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good rest of your day. You too. Oh, thank you. That's really kind of you. Right, we're going to quickly just do this and put this red flooring in. Oh, there we go. So, this is going to be used for storage, guys. This is going to be used for storing blocks and things that we need. Ha 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 ha, Mano. What are you playing? Nintendo Switch Edition Legacy Console. Oh, ha ha, my nose. Sorry, my nose is itchy, guys. There we go. So, is it daytime or nighttime? Day. Cool. Good. But this is working well. We need to... Well, no, we just actually... I'm an idiot. We just tried that. Is that the bit I just blocked off? No. Right, now we need to go and just continue digging out the floors. Digging out this room a bit, bringing it further and further back. Right. Here we go. Let's just pull all of these out of here. Perfect. Right. Where's my... There we go. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Do that. If any of you've just joined, what we're doing is making a... We're working on building a... Well, we're sort of designing a new... We're making a new star chess room because we needed one because of the lag that we've had recently. Because of some lag, so I'm designing this room to kill the lag. Right, here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Let's just break as much of this as possible. I don't know how much of this we need to break. There we go. Perfect. Now, I'm going to put this into my... Here we go. I'm going to use this chest a minute. This chest here, I'm going to use it as it stands at the moment to fix, well, to free up my inventory slot a bit. Thank you. There we go. I'm going to use this to free up my inventory slot a bit. I just want to see how many people have watched this stream so far. Oh, 163 of you. Cool. Right. Right. We're just going to go down here, pick up as much of this stone as possible. Right, so... There we go. So this is just an impromptu stone chest. Hello, Not James. Welcome to the stream. Haven't seen you on the streams in a while. Welcome back. Right, let's just free up as much of this space as possible. Right, let's just free up as much space as possible in here. Hey Joe, I have a question. Of course, what's your question? Right. There we go. Perfect. Fantastic. We're just gonna we're trying to free up as much space as possible here. Do you know when I was working one time, I got around to grab my bicep. Oh, that's a bit. I barely knew or anything. I mean, fair enough. That's quite a random thing to say. That is quite bizarre. She was probably testing to see if you have muscles. Right, let's just break this dirt here. Honestly, I have no idea. So he should... Thanks, Swiss. I didn't even see your comment then. Until then. We're making like a second chest room. She's probably into you then. Hello Rafa, welcome to the stream. Right. We've dug this out enough at the moment, but my shoulders are killing me. Yeah, maybe. I qualified for my school chess tournament. All the kids were either in 6th form or in year 7. I won 3 games out of 4. Congratulations. That's the only board game I can't play, guys. Chess. That's the only board game I can't play because I just don't know how to play it. In fact, a kid in my school year signed me up for the chess tournament without even telling me about it. And let's just say it never happened because I never turned up. Right, let's just bright this a second. Guys, Christmas in 2 days. Christmas Eve tomorrow. Christmas Eve tomorrow, Christmas Day. Feels a bit weird. I have to go, Happy Christmas. And you, Happy Christmas. Well, Merry Christmas, as we say in the UK. We're out of Red Wall. We're out of Red Wall. Yeah, have a good Christmas, not James. I just need to turn the light on, guys. I'll be back in 2 seconds. It's literally, it's like, it's been very stormy these last couple of days, and it's literally, it's only like 3 o'clock, but it's really dark. It's also Christmas time, so I'm trying to watch as many films as possible. Has anyone here coded before? On Scratch, yeah, but on Scratch, yeah. I have on Scratch, but I wasn't good at it. I know Morse code. I know Morse code. That is proper coding, guys. Morse code is proper coding. It's basically communication with dashes. That's old communication. What about sign language? I've never done... I don't know sign language, which I feel bad. Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah, what Swiss just said is right. What Swiss has just said is right, actually. Based on what Skatepunk said about the girl grabbing his bicep. What if he'd turn around and grab something on her body, he'd have been arrested for harassment. That is actually true. Like, what Swiss has just said is true. Yeah, I just noticed that. What you said is true, Swiss. If it had been the other way around, yeah. Yeah, what Swiss said there is actually rather true. Well, I wouldn't say it's a double standard. Like, there's probably places you could grab. There's probably places a male could grab, and it'd be legal. I just want to clear my inventory for 2 seconds because I want to dash home so we can grab some more materials. Ooh. Guys, almost 2026. Feels so weird. It does, yeah, it feels strange. It feels strange, like... It feels strange for me. It feels strange to me because... This year feels like it's gone really quick. This year feels like it's gone a million miles per hour. But, they do say that. As you get older, the years start feeling quicker. It's really weird. Want to know the scary part about that? Yeah, we're close. We're closer to 2030 now than 2020. In a couple of days' time, we'll be closer to 2030 than 2020. Well, yeah. I can remember in 2012 them saying about how I remember in 2012 I remember them saying how 2015 was going to be the biggest year for films ever. You had a new you had Jurassic World, you had Star Wars, you had all those things. And now I'm like, 2015 was 10 years ago. Yeah. Well, it's not really that, Swiss. When time starts to fly by when you're older. When you're older, basically, your time perception is faster. Hello, Magenta Rude. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, time feels slower. So, for example, like I look back at COVID and realise in March it will be 6 years since Boris Johnson had no choice but to put us into a lockdown. In the UK in March 2023, because of the spread of COVID, because of the spread of the virus, Boris Johnson had no choice but to tell everyone to stay at home for as long as possible because of just how bad the virus was getting. It's come out recently that they did. Yeah, the UK had to. The UK numbers were higher than expected. Like, literally, this is where I think America got it wrong and Britain got it right. Britain's predicted death toll was something like 5 million from COVID. And because of going into lockdown and basically stopping people from going to work, going to school, some said it was draconian, but it curbed the death toll from a predicted 5 million to 150,000. Yeah, that's where I think the UK got it right. America's death toll was off the chart at one point. That's the thing, though. I think the UK had a prime minister that didn't take it seriously at the start. But then America had a president at the time that basically kept saying it was the flu, which was partially right, but America sort of under-exaggerated it, I think. But yeah, the UK went into lockdown because they had to. While the rest of Europe was trying to curb this is where Boris Johnson got it wrong. Yeah, Boris Johnson got it wrong at the start. When the rest of Europe was going into lockdowns to stop the spread of the virus, the UK carried on normally, and they did the Cheltenham races, which 100,000 people were in the stands watching the horse racing, and of course, Liverpool played Atletico Madrid somewhere in the Champions League. There was three big events the UK government allowed to still happen, and it resulted in the virus spread. Literally, they got it wrong. The numbers were wrong as well. During the early days, so when the UK went into lockdown, because we'd had 40,000 cases in one day, they reckon it was actually more like 500,000 cases that day. The UK government got the numbers wrong. They did an investigation recently, because they have to do that. If there's been something major that's happened, they have to do an inquiry into it. An inquiry launched 3 years ago found out that the British government acted too slowly. They reckon they could have saved 20,000 lives if they reckon they could have saved some 20 to 40,000 lives if they got it right. I know, I saw your comment, Raph, I just didn't read it out. Yeah, the UK did go into lockdown. Which, that felt weird. So, like, that was 3 months. I gotta be honest, Glow Beans, I don't know. Because the description I show now. I know. Yeah. Yeah, so, like, if the UK government did go into lockdown, and it kind of worked. It worked, but people hated it. Hello, Joe. How are you? I'm really good, Glow Beans. Thank you for asking. How are you? But yeah, the virus though, the problem with that time period is, you know, you've got people that don't believe it exists. You've got people, it's like no one could ever get anything right. Do you guys get what I mean? Like, in COVID, which was obviously would have been nearly 6 years ago now, nobody could get that right, because someone was always going to find something to moan at. So when the British government went into lockdown, some people complained it was too late. Some people claimed it was too early. Some people thought it was draconian and that the British government was acting authoritarianly and dictatorship-like. It's an interesting thing about, you know, no matter what the Prime Minister did, you couldn't please everyone. It ended up during lockdown, during the virus, because of how bad it was, Boris Johnson. Because of obviously people flouting all the COVID rules to stop the virus, Boris Johnson gave the police extra powers. The police could impose £10,000 fines on people. So it ended up, there was a young girl, she was 20 years old, away studying at uni, and there was a girl, she was like 20 years old, she did a house party, and got fined, and there was videos of her complaining that she was given like a £20,000 fine, because she was given a £10,000 fine, and she didn't listen, just didn't continue the party, so they changed it and gave her a £20,000. Well, I'd say a local in the chat. Look, the only person that's a pillar on the channel is me, I think. A pillar of the channel's me. Obviously, I've made it what it is. But, well, no, really, you guys have you guys watching the streams have made it what it is. But the only sort of pillar is me. Like, the only person that is necessary in every stream is myself. Because I have to stream it. Do you guys get what I mean? But, yeah, you are a local here in chat. Like, everyone here is a local here in chat. Everyone here is a local in the chat. Where's me? I want to see a minute, guys. Thank you to the people who subscribe. We're 2 subscribers off hitting 7,700. Yeah, the UK did go into lockdown, Skatepunk, to answer your question. Yeah, the UK had to. Because the death toll, the numbers were so high that it would have been wrong not to. They had to try and find a way to to curb the spread of the virus. I still know some people who say COVID was a hoax. It wasn't a hoax because I literally went to a wedding. I know it's not a hoax, and I think a lot of people that say it was a hoax are the people that didn't really have it. A lot of people that say it was a hoax, they're the people that didn't really have it because they're really socially isolated. So, for example, if you're socially isolated, you're not going to believe it exists because you don't have anyone around you that has it. Like, for example, I know it existed, guys. I know COVID existed because I went to a wedding. I went to a wedding and got COVID from a wedding, and the mother of the groom literally caught COVID as well and died from it. The mother of the groom of this wedding that I went to died from COVID, from catching it at the wedding. Hello, 9 Animation Studios. Welcome to the stream. It's been a hot minute. Welcome back. Yeah, I think most people that say it was a hoax are people that didn't really know anyone that was affected by it. But there was a point in the UK that they reckon 1 in 80 had it. So my friend had it 3 times. But the world governments were able to isolate it quickly. Well, North Korea is really bizarre with it. North Korea claimed that COVID was sent over in a balloon. That was the bizarrest one I've seen. Would you consider me an OG viewer? This is where I'm going to sound tight, guys. I wouldn't consider anyone on here an OG viewer. Because a lot of you people watching now, I had 5,000 subscribers before a lot of you joined the stream. So I wouldn't consider any of you OG viewers. I would consider you, you know, the viewers of 2025, but I wouldn't consider any of you like OG, because OGs for my channel are people that watched me in like 2017, 2018 time, when I was literally, my channel was like a year or 2 old. Well, Decepted, yes, because Decepted was my first subscriber. Decepted was my first subscriber, and also Decepted has just been has appeared in videos through that whole period. I discovered you this year, not 2024. Yeah, so I wouldn't consider anyone OG. The people I would consider OG is people that like watched my channel in like 2017 time. But what I would consider you, I consider you guys like the first of the new viewers. I consider you guys like the OG of the new viewers, because 2024 I had this period of where it was just an odd year. I would do I streamed for 3 months with pretty much 2 people watching. And then obviously on the 25th of December 2024 I uploaded a video which got 1,000 views in 2 days. Can you make an upside down tree? I haven't got the materials for that, but I can show you my upside down tree. So yeah, there was a video I uploaded literally 363 days ago that changed my channel. And then lots of people started watching my channel. Joe was my first high school crush. Okay, it's a bit bizarre. But here's the upside down tree. Here's the upside down tree. Boom! It's an upside down tree. But yeah, as I said, guys, I uploaded a post last night. I uploaded a community post to YouTube last night. YouTube gave me a year in review thing. I don't know why they've given it to me on the 13th of December. I think you should give it to them December 31st, when the year is totally up. But, ooh, pardon me. Literally though, guys, this is what YouTube said to me last night. This is what YouTube, I only looked at it, yeah, it sent it to me on the 13th of December, but I never saw it. Year in review. You started your channel on the 12th of December 2016, which means you've been a creator for at least 3,282 days. Crazy. And I gave you this message, guys. Hashtag my year on YouTube 2025. This year has been one of the craziest. This year has been one of the craziest of my life. 380,000 of you have watched these streams, guys. Videos, posts throughout the year. And I want to take this moment, guys, to say a big thank you. You guys mean the world to me. I truly mean it from the bottom of my heart. I couldn't do it I couldn't do this without your guys' support. And as we move into 2026, I will continue to do the content that you love. As we move into the 10th year of Calamity of Joe, 2026, I want to be the biggest year. I want this to be the biggest year for Calamity of Joe. I want to do as much content as possible. There's a YouTuber called Calamity of Ho. Yes, I know there's a YouTuber called Calamity of Ho. That's Decepted's spoof channel. That's Decepted. That is Decepted's spoof channel. Calamity of Ho is... What's your top Dutch players? Oh, wow. Wow. I don't know. Well, Dennis Burkamp's pretty good. Kasper Schmeichel. Is he Dutch or is he Danish? No, he's Danish. Memphis Depay, I think, is up there. I think... I can't think. Davy Klaasen's up there because he played for Everton and I really liked him. I thought he was pretty good. Didn't do too well for Everton. Never scored for Everton. Only played 7 times in a year. But for Ajax he was mental. Pretty good. Yeah, Calamity of Ho is Deceptive spoof channel. So it's when he uploads videos. It's when he uploads videos. He uploads videos where he's edited. He mainly uploads YouTube videos of mine that he's edited into make it sound that I've said something else. So I mentioned a plant in Minecraft. He edited. I gave him a copy of my world, and he basically made it look like he made it look like that I had a weed den above my survival legacy house. My life has been complicated. I might not be able to return to the streams if my life takes a certain direction. Oh. But he doesn't post on YouTube anymore. It's not about he doesn't post. He just hasn't he hasn't edited anything recently. It's not he doesn't post. Like, not posting on YouTube, that doesn't really mean... Hello, Joku 50,000. Welcome to the stream. Not posting on YouTube is just not posting anything. But he does post. He just hasn't... done anything in a while, but he is busy. Like, he is working like 5 days a week. He is working like 9 till 5 days a week. Which, you know, he is a busy man. And plus he's in the gym, and plus Decepted's in the gym like for 2 hours a day as well. Hello, Clicks himself. Welcome to the stream. Hello, David Lane. Welcome to the stream. This is Legacy Console Edition, David Lane. This is not crossplay. I'll try my best to notes when I'm leaving, though. So for now, I'm not leaving. It's alright. Ah! Oh my god. I just got an electric shock. I just got an electric shock. I just got a static shock in my head. Ah, ha, ha. Oh no, I caught the... Sorry, it wasn't an electric shock. I got a mark on the side of my head and I just caught it and impaled myself. Ouch. Ugh. You bit all of this on your own. Yeah, 99.9% of this world. Yeah, I just whacked myself in the head. I moved my hand and I accidentally whacked myself in the side of the head. Alright, I'm back. I'm back and I'm concussed. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Calamity of Joe's YouTube livestream. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And Calamity of Joe has a concussion, and he's also changed his voice to become someone completely different. That must have took a long time. I've had this word for 9 years. Oh, you're not just talking about now then? Well, yeah. Ronald Koeman is a good one. Well, Cruyff, yeah. Never... Well, everyone grunts in pain. Everyone grunts in pain. Especially if you smack yourself in the head by accident. I was hardly born. Yes, so all of this has been built by myself. We've probably got to... This morning I hit my head on the bed frame. I broke my bed this year. I bought a new desk because I needed a new desk. I replaced my laptop earlier on. We've hit 7,700. Thank you guys. We were aiming to hit 8K by my birthday, but that would mean we've got to get 300 subs in 4 days, and I just don't see us doing that. Well, everyone moans when they're in pain. But my desk, I needed a new desk this year. I needed a new desk. So the desk I was using was a bit too small, and every time that I would move, I'd catch my knee on the top of the desk. So I bought a new desk, and it was a little bit bigger than I expected. It was 168 centimeters long, which is basically about 5'6". So it was basically about like 5'6" or something like that, and it was probably taller. The desk is probably longer than some people here because it's 5'6". It's huge. So I had to move everything around, and as I was moving the bed, I stepped onto the bed to grab something which had fallen, and the bed just dropped on one. The bed dropped on one side. The bed dropped at one side, so I literally didn't just snap it. I snapped the frame on the one side. I snapped it. My full body weight snapped the bed, but. At the time, I couldn't afford a new one, so I still slept on it. So I just slept on it on a really weird angle, where basically I slept on a tilt. I slept on a tilt for 3 weeks. I slept on a tilt for 3 weeks. The more older you get, the more you realise how unfunny fart and poop jokes are. Now, they're still funny, like... Fart jokes are very prevalent in the UK, so, you know. You could lift up your eyebrow. Get up and get up. Fart jokes are actually quite funny. Fart jokes are very funny in the UK. A lot of people use fart jokes in the UK. So they are actually quite funny. I farted. Ow. Somebody farted. Arted. I love I love the one. Right, guys. Have you ever heard the story? Well, everyone farts. You have to. That's a little bit more. Everyone, take your constipation pills. If I did that, I'd be running like if I did that, I'd be running like a river. Joe, YouTube said this. I have no idea. Do we have Taco Bell in the UK? Yeah, we do have Taco Bell. We do have Taco Bell. Never had it, but we do have it. No. We have most of America's fast food shops, bar Wendy's. We don't have Wendy's. Ironically, that's probably why America's got a huge obesity problem. or most of the fast food shops in the world are theirs. If you get what I mean. Has anyone ever done this to you? Yeah. Yep. Everyone has done that to me. Yeah, but that'd be a different thing though, Omnivore. That'd be a different thing. That'll be a random shop called Wendy's. But we don't have Wendy's in the UK. No, I was just wrong. I googled it then. No, Wendy's have tried to reopen in the UK. It's like Toys R Us. Like Toys R Us used to be everywhere. Yeah, I was wrong then. I didn't realise that they'd reopened in the UK. It was a burger joint. No, I don't get it. I don't find it funny. So basically, we got a saying in the UK called 6 or 7. And it means if you're talking to someone and you've got, like, there's a lot of possibilities, you would say, and you would probably do that hand movement, you'd probably go, there's 6 or 7 opportunities. But, of course, with that hand movement, it's that you're weighing up. You weigh up the opportunities. But yeah. Where is my house? Oh, this is my house. This is my Minecraft house. We're going to pop in there because it's night time. Let's go up these stairs. Let's turn. Let's go to my bedroom for once. We always sleep outside. Let's go to my bedroom for once. We're going to go into here then. Take the turn. Must go up here. Then we're going to turn this. We're going to make the turn here. And I'm going to jump into bed like that. Perfect. I love how diverse the world is. I flippin' love how diverse the world is. Thank you. Here's one of my favourite viewpoints, guys. When so I took down my old house and rebuilt it this year. I decided to incorporate 2 balconies so you can see everything. You can see the view from one side, and then we can go to the other side and we can see the view from the other side, and that's the whole point why I rebuilt the house, so we can see more. I love this world. I love working on it, building on it. It's basically so much fun. This is one of my oldest builds, guys. It's still here after 9 years. This build. Do I like Doritos? I love Doritos, guys. I love Doritos. I love Pringles. What day is it today? Is it the 23rd? I've had this. I bought this Pringle Advent calendar and I haven't had the can for today. Is it the 23rd? It is the 23rd. I haven't had the... It's salt and vinegar today. I just love food, guys. I just love crisps. Salt and vinegar Pringles, love them. I've got a tiny can here. Are all you guys mods? Well, not everyone's a mod. Not everyone's a mod. We've only got... Not everyone's a mod, but I don't crave potato chips anymore unless they're Kettle or Pringles. No, yeah, not everyone's a mod. That's a problem that I've had recently, where everyone keeps asking me, "Can I be mod? Can I be mod?" And you don't need ridiculous amounts of mods. A lot of people sort of don't realise that. There we go. Sorry, I was just checking the notification. There we go. I just want to watch. Yeah, that's the thing. I have people comment all the time now. Everything tastes different though, Swiss. Everything tastes different. Oh, that reminds me, guys. That reminds me. What do you guys mind that I've put the QR code down the bottom there to my novel stuff? Do you guys mind that I've done that? And then obviously I've put the 2 images on there. So I had someone complain about it yesterday. Where's there so many mods? There isn't. Nightbot's not a person. Nightbot has to be a mod so it can post the links that I want it to press. We've only got like 4. We've only got 4. We've only got 4 mods for 7,000 viewers. So that's pretty. Might be 5. We've only got like 5 mods. What's my favourite song? We got someone called we got 2 people called Calamity Joe here now. What's my favourite song? Hole of the Moon by the Waterboys. You saw the hole of the moon. Well, cleaner than American tap water. Wow. That's because in some countries they don't clean the tap water. So the UK cleans tap water. So the UK is one of the only places where you can generally just drink tap water. Whereas the UK... There's a reason for that though, Swiss, why bottled water is different. Bottled water in the UK and France is called mineral water, so it's basically natural, it's organic water. So it's fresh water from like springs and things like that. Bottled water in America, so if you buy water in the UK and it says bottled water, it means it's natural water. If you buy bottled water in America, there's a chance it could be tap water where they just put it into a bottle. That's why bottled water tastes so different in the UK and France. Because bottled water in America is tap water. Hello, Pixel King. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, bottled water in America, guys, is actually tap water, but put in a bottle. Saturday. Yeah. But yeah, bottled water, guys. Bottled water is generally... Yeah, welcome to the stream, Pixel King. Saturday, sorry, that's alright. Bottle of water. Bottle of water. I'm going to go and have me bottle of water. How often do you stream? Wait, why am I no longer moderator? I can give it to you back. I went through and purged the moderation yesterday. I can give it you back. I purged the moderation yesterday because it was pointed to me that we had about 9 moderators and 8 people watching. So I purged a few people from moderation. But I might have purged you as well because I just clicked a load of ones. But you can have it back. You can have it back. Like I got rid of a couple of people that I got rid of a couple of mods. I trimmed it down a bit. Sorry guys, I'm just finishing off a little can of Pringles. But yeah, welcome to the stream, Pixel King. Yeah, to answer what Swiss said, yeah, bottled water in the UK has to be natural water and has to be. I think it's in France. It has to be natural water, whereas bottled water in America can be anything, which is why it's like Denzani water. Is that what you call it? Well, diversity is useful. Diversity is a good thing. Diversity is a good thing. If anything, America, for example, because I know a lot of you are American, America needs more diversity. Europe has always been diverse because you know 20 miles off the coast of UK, literally 20 miles off the coast of the UK, you've got France, then you've got Belgium, Germany. So basically, in Europe, you're always constantly seeing other languages, other cultures, other ways of life. Whereas America is so vast, you know, a guy from, I don't know, Alabama could spend all of his life in Alabama. You know, he's not going to meet another person. Some people in the United States spend their whole life in their states, not meeting anybody else that's not another American. Whereas in Europe, you're constantly meeting interacting with other countries. Also, it's like when the flames have flown over the UK, I looked out the window and saw farms in Ireland for the first time. I saw land other than the US. Yeah, well, the UK and Ireland are very massive countries. Well, in fact, how can I be a moderator? Be consistent on the streams, and then you might be picked to be a moderator. Thank you to the people who subscribe, by the way. As it stands, we've just hit 7,700 subscribers, which is just mental. Guys, it's almost Christmas. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere I go. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere I go. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere I go. Actually, I don't think I'll be a great fit for one year. I mean, fair enough. Fair enough for being honest. Flew on a plane. Well, yeah, I've only been on a plane twice. To Germany and from Germany, and I shit myself. I shit myself on the way there because I've watched too many shows called I've watched too much of this show called Air Crash Investigations. The scariest thing of all is a plane. Literally, if you're in a car crash, there's a chance you can survive. If you're in a boat sinking, there's a chance there's a very much a big chance you can survive. If there's a plane crash, if your plane falls out the sky, the chances of you surviving are very much slim. You need to visit the USA. I'm gonna be honest, I've got no intention of going to the US. This sounds wrong, but I don't want to go to a country where the person next to me can openly have a weapon in their pocket. You know, with a gun, if someone's got a knife, if someone's got a knife, like, you can survive a knife. If a knife hits you, it's only if a knife hits you in the right place that you can die from it. But you know, a gun can kill you in many places because of just how fast it is. I don't want to go to the United States just because of that. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't get the gun rights. I'm like, the right to bear arms, but why do you need the right to bear arms in 2025? Makes sense in like 1776, but in 2025. In 2025, why do you need to bear arms? Yeah, why do you need to bear arms? What do you need to bear arms in 2025 for? It was placed in case the government starts going crazy. That's crazy. That's the thing about going crazy, though. It was placed in case the government starts going crazy. But they're democratic elected. If they go crazy, you don't need the right to bear arms because they're democratically elected. But it's the same. It's the same as in the UK. If there's a law that's passed, the UK the citizens have to have at least some vote on that passing, the law passing. They're not the richest country in history. Swiss. They're not the richest country in history because there were richer people. There were richer people in history. America's the richest country right now, but they weren't the richest country in history. The richest country in history would have been like Spain, because, you know, at one point Spain controlled the gold. At one point Spain controlled the gold of all of South America. So they would have been the richest. They would have been the richest country. See your heritage. No, we don't have that. Well, I have heard of 23andMe. Sorry. But we have Ancestry.com. I've never wanted to know my heritage though. I've wanted to. Ancestry.com's more about your ancestors. I wanted to trace it back, but I couldn't trace my family history back far enough. I could only trace my family history back. I could only trace my family history back. I could only trace my family history back about 100 years. I could only trace it back at like 100 years. So I have no idea, guys. I could find out that I'm a millionth in line to the I could find out that I'm a billionth in line to the throne or something. But which obviously I have no idea. So yeah, I could actually find out that I'm a billionth in line to the throne, but obviously I'm joking. I'm not a billionth in line to the throne. I'm nowhere. I'm just Joe. But like honestly though, as I said, like I can only trace my family history. I can only trace my family history back 100 years because I can't find the name of my great granddad. My great granddad. I can't find his name. Well, you never know. You never know. Well, I can. My mum's side of the family, guys, I can trace back 300 years. I can trace my mum's side of the family back like 300 years. Whereas I can trace my mum's side of the family back 300 years. But I can't trace my dad's side back 100 years. There we go, 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 there we go. Yeah. Be an interesting thing. I might be... There's a rumour I might be part Welsh. There's a rumour that basically part of my ancestry might be Welsh. But that's just a rumour. I don't know. Which I might some of my ancestry might be Welsh. But you have no idea. I have no idea. Turkish ancestry is English because Turkish people aren't actually from what is now Turkey. The Turkish ancestry actually comes from Asia. Thank you, that's really kind of you. It's weird. Turkish ancestry doesn't actually come from Turkey, because Turkey was once part of the Roman Empire, and they were what we would now call people from Turkey were actually initially from Asia, and obviously they were part of the Ottoman Empire, which obviously the Ottoman Empire came from Asia, and obviously took most of Turkey. A lot of Turkey, well, practically all of Turkey. What is now Turkey, which obviously it was called something else then. Well, it was called the Byzantine Empire then. Not sure what it was called before. Turkey was called the Romans, the ancient the Romans, obviously under Byzantium and the Greater Roman Empire. It was called Anatolia. So Turkey historically was called Anatolia before the Ottomans took it and renamed it when it became Turkey 100 years ago, but it was called Anatolia. Interesting name. It went from Anatolia to Turkey. Interesting name choice. Well, yeah. Well, it's Middle Eastern, but as European. That's because the Romans controlled it for over over 1,000 years. You know, it was part of the Greater Roman Empire. When the Roman Empire split, it was part to the Western Roman Empire and the Eastern Roman Empire. The Eastern Roman Empire controlled it for nearly 1,000 years because the Roman Empire and their capital is in Europe. Yeah, well, what is the capital of Turkey? Is it still is it Istanbul? Is Istanbul the capital of Turkey? It was, yeah, it's Ankara. Ankara is the capital of Turkey. I thought it was Istanbul for a second. Obviously, Istanbul is Constantinople. That's because, though, Swiss, Arabic history is really interesting. So, Arabic history, they were very military. Arabic history was very militaristic. So a lot of the Arab world was taken by force in historical conquests. In historical conquests, which is why the Arab world's so big. That's why it spreads from like what is Saudi Arabia to. That's why it spreads from Saudi Arabia, into northern Africa. Because of how powerful it is. Like, they controlled a lot of Africa back in the day. And it also, most of it was spread by the Ottomans. I think. But yeah, it's but Iran was never part of it. Iran was not part of it because Iran was Persia. So Persia were probably stronger than the historic. Yeah. It's the same as Charlemagne, the Frankish Empire. It's the same as Charlemagne. Charlemagne was king. Was it Charlemagne or Carloman? I think it's Charlemagne. Charlemagne was king of Francia, so what is now France, and he ruled the Frankish Empire. The Frankish Empire was a huge empire that dominated most of what is now Europe back 1,000 years ago. 1,200 years ago, all of Europe was basically under one thing called the Frankish Empire, under Charlemagne. Incredible. So yeah, it's the same as the Arab world was the same as like Charlemagne. Charlemagne dominated Europe, and the Arabs dominated the Middle East. It's the history is amazing. Yeah, most of the Middle East. Yeah. Well, Rome, they were under Rome for a long time. The Arab conquests were after the Romans. The Arab conquests were after the Roman history. So for that, which is why Turkey is not. It's like the Huns, for example. It's like the Hunnic history. Here, Attila the Hun. So Attila was the king of the Huns. So that the Hunnic Empire were nomadic people who lived in Central Asia, the Caucasus, and Eastern Europe between the 4th and 6th centuries. The Huns, especially under Attila, became frequent and devastating raids into the Eastern Roman Empire. In 451, they invaded Western Rome, the Western Roman province of Gaul, which is now Gaul was like France. When they fought a combined army of the Romans and the Visigoths at the Battle of Custanian Fields. They invaded Italy in 452. They invaded Italy after the death of Attila the Hun in 453. The Huns ceased to be a major threat to Rome and lost much of their empire. Descendants of the Huns or successors with similar names are recorded by neighbouring populations in the south, east, and west, having occupied parts of Europe from the 4th to 6th centuries. Variants of the Hun name were recorded up until the 8th century. The history of it's incredible. Hello, Lucas Lunsford. Welcome to the stream. Does people still complain about your book placement? Well, they didn't complain about the book placement. They were complaining about me using space on my stream to advertise. But then they wouldn't complain if another bigger YouTuber did it. Bye. Hello, I did see your comments. But I couldn't read your name. I'm really sorry. Siggy G, CVG, BBBB, JB, BKV. I'm sorry, I just couldn't read your name. Hello, Lucas Lunford. Welcome to the stream. But yeah. Have a good day. Have a good day, Swiss. Everyone, nearly Christmas. Hello, Dr. FFFifu. Welcome back. Guys, we're 99 subscribers off hitting 7,800. It'd be nice. Let's see if we can hit that by the end of the week, by the end of the month. It'd be amazing if we could try and do it. 300 of you have watched this stream, which is just incredible, guys. So thank you. Right, I'm gonna quickly Yeah. To answer your question, Doctor FFFU, it wasn't someone on the stream complaining about my book stuff. It was people complaining off stream. Guys, we've got 8 days left of this year. We are 12,000 subscribers off hitting 400,000 subscribers for this year. Let's see if we can hit it, guys. I think we can hit it. I think we can hit it this year. 31,000 of you have watched this stream this year, which is just amazing, guys. In 2025, 388,000 of you have watched my streams, which is just mental. 6,700 of you, 6,700 hours, and 2.6 thousand subscribers. You guys are absolutely crazy, so I want to thank every single one of you for that over the last year, because that's crazy. 350 of you have watched this stream today, which is just mental. So I would like to thank every single one of you for that. We will stream tomorrow. It's Christmas Eve tomorrow, guys. Christmas Eve. It's the end of the year. It's almost the end of the year. 2025 has been a blast. 2026, let's hope it's even better. Let's hope 2026 is a year to remember. Much like 2025 has been. Let's see if 2025 can be a year of remembrance. Just want to post something on my Discord server a minute. I think one of my favourite versions of Minecraft is 1.8. Ooh, 1.8. Which one was that? Was that the update that changed the world? Which one is 1.8, Pixel King? It's that the one which they added the ocean monuments. Yeah, is that the... It was directly before the combat update. Yeah, what did they add in that update? So I think it was update aquatic. No, not update aquatic. I think that's what I think that's when they added ocean. Ocean. Let's have a look. There's a website that you can find out what it is. So let's have a look. 1.8 Minecraft. Here we go. Java Edition 1.8. The Beautiful World updates. The Bountiful updates is a major update. Oh, bugger it. Okay, yes, I know which update. Diorite, andesite, granite. They added diorite, andesite, granite. It was 2014. Released September 2014. World Generation. They added... This is when they added baby animals. They added item frames. They added new paintings. World Generation. They changed gravel paths, villages. Desert temples now spawn with staying in caverns. That's when they added caverns. Swampland was changed. Mesas were mesas were added. Red sandstone generates at caves. Yeah, that's the first update that I had on this world. That was the update that we were on when I created this world. Yeah, oh, hello FinQ, welcome back. Obsidian now, welcome Obsidian. Yeah, 1.8 was the update that we were on when I got this world. When I made this world, this was the update that we were on. So the ocean monuments and stuff like that weren't added until just before I created this world. You can call me Finstar, that's alright. Welcome back to the stream. We're just on my world and we're talking about Minecraft updates at the moment. Yeah, 1.8 was the first update that I had on this world. I want to make a house out of 1.8 blocks, so I've got a shulker box in my chest room waiting for me to do something with it. Oh my god, I got cramp in my leg. Oh. Yeah, 1.8 was it's when they added stuff like ocean monuments and things. I think I want to start at 1.8 forever. That's a cool idea. Yeah, 1.8 was the first update that I had on here. That was the update we were on when I created this world. It came out in 2014, but when the Wii U edition came out, ocean monuments and that stuff weren't added. So this was the first update that we had on on the Wii U edition, because it added those blocks. So 2014, yeah, I was 12. I was 12 in 2014. That's 11 years ago. Yeah, I'd have been 12. I would have been 12 in 2014. Yeah, that's just felt weird. You reached 7,700 subs. Yes, thank you. Yeah, we hit it just now. I'm just... Oh, sorry. God bless you, UK. Yeah, I'm okay. I generally, that's how I sneeze. That's how I've always sneezed. I have very loud sneezes, guys. Oh, I have very, very loud sneezes, guys. Very loud indeed. Oh god, my eyes. Right. I have very, very, very loud sneezes, guys. Like, my sneezes are record loudness. Do do do. Do 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 do. Yeah, my sneezes are very, very loud. It's something that I cannot help. Oh. Do 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 do. So these are all the blocks. These were all the blocks that were added in 1.12. Slime blocks were added. Grass paths were added. Coarse dirt was added. Red sandstone. Ocean monument blocks. Dorite, andesite, granite. All those things were added. Plus, it's the last version when you could still spam click. Ah, yeah. What was spam click? Is that when you could just spam the button? But that was kind of a good feature to take out though, because some people had auto clickers. My friend had an auto clicker. So basically, whenever I used to play with him on Minecraft, like, there was no way he could hit me as fast. Like, he was hitting me instantly, and it was partially thinged on by the fact, guys, I made this 3 weeks ago, and this is not stopped. I've made this 3 weeks ago, and this has just not stopped This has not stopped going. I was trying to find a skin from me in Minecraft because almost every one of them is used. So could suggest me some themes for my new skin. Well, yeah, every one of them are used, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. You know, there's loads of skins out there. It's not about you just using a skin. Like, you don't own the rights to any of the skin. No one owns the rights to any of the skins. So obviously, just because someone uses it doesn't mean that you can't use it. If you get what I mean. 358 of you have watched this stream, which is just crazy. YouTube is now advertising me. YouTube is now advertising me videos from people who do Roblox. Sorry, Fortnite. I've never watched Fortnite content, guys. I've never watched Fortnite content, so I don't know why it's advertising me. Get a joke. Oh, isn't to steal a brain rot live? What? It isn't to steal a brain rot live. Yeah, this is not brain rot. This is live. This is generally a live stream. Look, hello, the call tester. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, this isn't a brain rotted stream. This is generally live right now. Brain rot is ruining kids. Yeah. Well, brain rot's just ruining humanity. Brain rot is just ruining humanity. We need to get down with brain rot. Well, AI could be useful. I really liked what James Cameron said about AI. He said generative AI could be really useful in his Avatar films if it could speed it up. But if there was a way that they could do it without testing, without getting rid of the actors' performances. Yeah, what James Cameron said was interesting. Generative AI could work well on Avatar, but only if it allowed him to still work with actors and the actors' faces. But if he used AI to create the back, if they created technology that would use AI to make the backgrounds, then it kind of would work. Using generative AI to make the backgrounds would work. Yeah, but I like what James Cameron said. He said AI could be a core tool for filmmaking, if it didn't do the job for you. I have to go. My phone's on 1%, and it's a lazy way. Yeah. Just put in the work. It's ruining animators. But no, what James Cameron was saying about Avatar. Whenever he's shooting an Avatar film, they have to film it twice. They have to film the live action characters with the Avatar people playing the Avatar characters. Then they got to go and refilm his scenes again 2 years later, and that's what they're saying. Yeah. So what James Cameron was saying is, could AI be useful for speed up motion capture films? But only if it's used in a way that speeds it up. So he's basically he's saying that he wants AI. He would like to look at AI. It's really clever what he said, actually, guys. He said he'd love to look at AI. Have a look and play around with AI, but incorporated it into a film where incorporate it into a film where you still have actors, you still have absolutely everything to do with it, to what makes Avatar. But would using AI in some of the background bits, would AI speed up the process? Which in a way is kind of right. As he said, shooting an Avatar film at the moment takes 4 years. And it costs a lot of money. He's basically saying, would generative AI work with the film? He's not saying that he's going to use AI. He's saying if you made technology where AI actually worked in film, creating some of the animated background bits, he's saying, would it work? Would it be able to do something like that? And it's quite a clever background, which is true. Like shooting, it takes 4 years to it takes 4 years to do a film with motion capture, because of absolutely every scene needs to be shot. So the guy that plays Spider in Avatar, he has to shoot the scene twice. The guy that plays Spider has to shoot every scene, everything twice. He has to be there on set, so the he has to be there on set, so the Avatar. He has to be there on set, so the people that are playing, like, the Na'vi have something to look at when they're meant to be acting with him. And then literally 2 years later, they got to go back with an actual camera and shoot the bits of him. And shoot the bits of him on set. Which obviously, they have to try and do that very thing. It's bizarre. What they have to do is incredible. It replaces art, but I agree with what Skatepunk said. It replaces art, but has 3D animation, has 3D animated art destroyed live action filmmaking, because all live action filmmaking now, most of the backgrounds are animated. Like The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian was hardly on set. The Mandalorian, most of it was on set in front of 3D printed backgrounds. Unlike the original Star Wars, where they were actually on location a lot. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about film in that regard? Has 3D animation in films, like CGI, has CGI ruined the live action part of it? Because there's some films nowadays, they don't they hardly have anybody actually on set. Like The Mandalorian, they were using 3D backgrounds, so half of that scene. So they used the same technology. They used the same technology that they used in The Mandalorian on an episode of Doctor Who in the other year. The episode was called Boom, and they look like they're in a field. They look like they're in a minefield. And for the whole film, they were actually on a set. I have to leave because my phone's at 1%. It's alright. Have a good rest of your day, the call tester. Have a good rest of your day. And yeah, do you guys get what I mean? Like, literally, the whole Doctor Who episode, the Doctor's standing on a landmine. The whole episode, the Doctor is standing on a landmine. And the whole episode, the Doctor was standing on a landmine. And yeah, for the whole that was for the whole ep. The whole ep was in a studio. The whole ep was in a studio, and a printed backdrop. Hello, Immortal Clips. Welcome to the stream. Hello. Sorry, my nose is a bit blocked, guys. Guys, almost 400 of you have watched this stream, which is just crazy. So thank you. Thank you, everyone, for that. Hi, can I join your world? What version of Minecraft are you playing? Ooh. Java. I'm not playing Java, I'm afraid. I'm playing Legacy Console Edition. This is not the... This is not a cross-play version, I'm afraid. Right, we've just quickly done that. So... What can we do? What can we do? Oh, what can we do right now? I'm thinking of buying an at-home server so I can start a little Minecraft server, invite people to join. Cool. I've just started a realm for my subscribers, for channel members, and that's something that I've been worried about. That's something that I've been rather worried about. Like how many people. That was something that I was worried about. Like how many people will eventually be able to join it, and I'm like, yeah, not a lot. But there's only 2 people on it right now, so well, it could be one because I have no idea if it could be one because I have no idea how many people are still on it. And Michael costs 118. Can I join? You know that I'm actually from Africa and Minecraft costs 118. Wow. Yeah, I'm playing a different version of Minecraft. It's physically not cross-play. So I'm afraid you can't join because this isn't Java edition. This is Lego. I'm playing the old 4J Studios Minecraft version. It's a completely different game. Yes, I'm sorry about that, but this is a completely different game which isn't crossplay. This is 4J Studios' old console edition before Mojang decided to get rid of them, and I'm on a device it's translated to $6. Yeah, I wouldn't know what $6 was. Well, no, $6 is about £5. It's about £4.30 because one British pound is like $1.30. Do I do PvP? Occasionally, I've got mini games that are PvP, but not many people play me. How do you get monetized on YouTube? You have to have 1,000 subs, 4,000 watch hours, and no community violations. So it means that you can't. Basically, you have to have 1,000 subs, 4,000 hours of watch time, and you need to have shot your own content. Because if you have any copyright claims or anything like that, then you forgo your right to watch time. There's a llama stuck up there. Hold on, is that private llama? The one that used to be on top of my mountain over there, and it might have been. That might have been saving. It's hard to get monetized. It is. It took me 9 years. It took me 9 years to do it. Well, I say 9. It took me 8.5. But 2026 to 2025. It took me 2016 to 2025 to do it. It is a very hard thing to do. It's very, very hard. And also, I will tell you, I'm always honest. I'm always honest with you guys. There's something else that you guys don't know about monetization. When you're there's something else that. Well, I've had this word for 9 years. I've had this word since 2016. This word is older than my YouTube channel. This word is actually older than my YouTube channel. Well, you never know. You never know, Pixel King. You never know. The UK had a monarch on the throne. The UK had a monarch on the throne. The UK had a monarch on the throne from the age of 25 to 96. He isn't that old. Trump isn't that old. What? He's 80. I think that's a bit old. I think that's a bit old to run for to be US president. It's a bit different if you're a monarch. If you're a monarch, it's a bit different because you've been on there for years. You've been on. Do I know Mr. Beast? I know who he is. I know who his I know, obviously, I used to watch his content. I don't like his content anymore, though. I think his content's got a bit stale. Well, that's only a recent thing, Pixel. That's only a recent thing. Most US presidents used to be between 40 and 45 and 60. It's only in the last 10 years. It's only been in the last 10 years that they've all been ancients. You know, Hillary Clinton, when Hillary Clinton ran in 2016, she was 69. Donald Trump was 70. You know, Trump was 70 when he ran. Hillary Clinton, who he ran against, was 69. In 2021, in 2020, you know, he was 74. Biden was 78. You know, last year, Trump was 78. Kamala Harris was, well, Biden was 82 until he dropped out. And then obviously Kamala was 64. America's thing is they keep putting older people into power. Like, America's oldest president for 30 years was Ronald Reagan. You know, Ronald Reagan became president when he was 69. Ronald Reagan was 69 and was 70 when he became president. And he was 77 when he left office. But then, you know, Trump will be 82 when he leaves office. Which is a little old. Well, some people will say the Irish president was older. The Irish president left off. Sorry, my nose. The Irish president left office recently, and he was 83. But in Ireland, a presidential term is 7 years. I haven't stopped waiting a hot minute, but definitely gave me a bit of hope for this platform. Haha. That is true. That is true. Cristiano Ronaldo got his name because his father loved Ronald Reagan. That is true. Yeah, but the thing is... But yeah, I have no idea, Pixel King. Can you please shut me out? Because I only have 32 subscribers. Well, you got 32, so that's good. You're getting there. You're getting there. No, but if anybody here likes Trump, it's totally fine. Well, America's just a divided nation. You know, America's just a divided nation. They blame America's always been the same. You know, oh no, when the Democrats are in power, the Republicans moan, and so the Democrats blame the Republicans for everything. That is true. That is true. That is partially true. If I say I'm a Democrat to a Republican, they literally scream at me. It's always a big fight. Yeah, but you're 13 though, Pixel King. So if you say you're at 13, you shouldn't know where you are politically. Well, I think you're like 14 now and you're 13, 14. Yeah, you shouldn't know where you are politically when you're like 13. Like, you shouldn't know where you are politically until you're like in your 20s. At least the US speaks one language and have a unified culture. True. Well, it's the same as the UK. The UK's got a unified culture. Although, the UK's quite diverse, which America probably could... diversity could benefit America. America could benefit from diversity. Yeah. Yeah. In fact, in the UK, you can run at 18. So I could have run for Prime Minister in 2020. Well, that's the thing, though. The problem with America is you vote for the man, not the part. You vote for the man, and I was talking to another person on Discord about this, and he said something about, obviously, just, I think it was something about America, and I said, well, the problem with America is they just vote for the party. They vote for the party. They don't, because they've voted for the party for so long. they basically ignore what the politician says, and then moan when the politician doesn't deliver. It's quite an interesting one. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Like for example, there, Trump, because of his British mother, could generally run for British Prime Minister, but he would never be elected. He would never be elected British Prime Minister. He could technically run in 2029, but he would never be British Prime Minister because the British people would pay attention to what he was saying, and then he would get called out. He would get called out publicly by every media source if it's proven he's lied. Like what happened to Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson lied to the Parliament and had to go and testify to the government that he had to testify to the government that he didn't lie. Like the UK politicians are held to account. Like even the British Prime Minister has to go to court. In fact, like an inquiry recently into COVID found out that Boris Johnson had absolutely mishandled it. It came out recently during COVID that the British government was at fault for thousands of deaths during COVID because they acted too slow. Which is such an interesting point of view. But yeah, that's the thing though. With that. Actually, saying what Pixel King said and what the Man of Steel just mentioned, like third parties, the UK does have third parties, and you know we've had a political party in the last year come out of nowhere because of how people were just so pissed off. Oh, my nose! Sorry, I'm just gonna block my nose a second. That's much better. Well, no, like, I did crack up though, I will admit, about the Epstein files. He was saying about how many Democrats are on there, but what he doesn't realise is his name crops up in it. His name crops up in it quite a lot himself. What was it? He said something on the news, and it was on British news this morning. And he mentioned about the files. Too many Democrats on it and traitor Republicans. And then the British news, the British journalist, a British journalist who they would knew the who wasn't actually there, wasn't actually in the room, but said to the British media and said, "Well, he's saying all that, but his name crops up on it quite a few times himself." He crops up as being on his plane a lot, and I've sat there thinking, well, like the British media, that would be all over. That would all be if that was British Prime Minister, if that was the British Prime Minister, you know, calling other people out while your name's on it, you know, that would absolutely tank the British Prime Minister's reputation. Look, it's alleged at the moment. It's rumoured at the moment that Keir Starmer might not be Prime Minister in a year's time. Because of how the UK's gone, there's been rumours all year of his own party trying to force him out. But yeah, it's just an interesting one where every country does completely differently. But on the diversity point, like the US would benefit from diversity. Like in Europe is much smaller. Europe is much smaller, so you're constantly meeting people from other countries, other ways of life, other cultures. So, like in the UK, for example, the UK is 20 miles off France. The UK and France are literally separated by a 20-mile sea. So you're constantly seeing French people, Italian, German, Belgian, Dutch. You're constantly seeing other lands and other cultures. Whereas America is so vast, you know, you might not see another person from another state. So you're basically emerged by one single opinion. It's a very interesting one. Yeah, people in Europe, people in the UK are very much more are expected much more to see other countries. It's a really interesting one. Like Europe is a lot more, even though America is culturally, you know, united. Europe is culturally united much stronger. Because every country has somebody from another country in it. It's a really interesting point of view. Well, yeah, that's the thing, though. That is the thing. Like, you know, he turned on one of his closest allies. He turned on one of his closest allies because of the files. I found that funny. I found that funny because I think, well, I thought that woman was as mad as a box of frogs. She was answering a question from a British journalist, and then she turned around halfway through the interview and asked her what country she's from, and then she went, "I don't care about your question, I don't care about you, and I don't care about your country." And it was basically halfway through the question she was answering it. "Sorry, who are you? BBC? We don't care about your fake media." And I'm like, honestly, I thought she was nuts. But it was like schizophrenia, or bipolar. You know, bipolar is where you have signs of depression, signs of media. But bipolar is where can be where you're doing something and then you just change instantly, and it sounded like that. What's her name? Taylor Green. She was being interviewed by a British journalist. Asked her a question. She started answering it, and then suddenly she just snapped and asked her what country she was from. When she said the UK, she said, "I don't care about your country, or your media, or your country." And I just remember seeing that on the news, and I thought, Jesus, did she get out the wrong side of the bed or something? I've never seen that before. You know, someone snap at a journalist despite the fact they answered half the question that they'd answered, and then decide to just have a go at them. I did think that was quite funny. And a lot of British people were sat there going, "Is she a senator or from a loony asylum, or whatever she was?" But I found that really funny when I saw that on British news. Her answering the question, then suddenly realising that she was talking to a British journalist, and then starts having a go at her. Well, beans on toast. The reason we have beans on toast is quite simple. It's cheap and easy to make. Back in the day, we used to be forced to do 14-hour shifts. That Pringle can narrowly missed the bin. It landed upright though. It landed upright. Beans on toast was because it was simple to make. So back in the day, it was basically beans on toast was basically a poor person's meal. Oh, I've been working in the mines for the last for 14 hours. I'm working in the mines 14 hours a day. I haven't got anything. I haven't got anything in. Oh, beans on toast. Take the beans, stick them in the pan, heat up the pan, stick them on the toast. Stick the toast in the toaster. Shove it in, and you don't even have to have it. You don't even have to have it on toast. You can just have it on the bread. Literally 4 or 5 minutes. You can have a meal in you can have a meal in minutes. That's why they did it. Chipped beef. Ugh. Even the name don't sound right. Although beef is nice. I've never heard of chipped beef. A form of pressed, salted and dried beef sliced into thin pieces. Ugh, that looks horrible. There's an image of it here. That looks rank. No offense, America. I'm sticking with my beans on toast. I don't agree with canned meat, though. I don't agree with canned meat. The only place you get meat from, guys, is the butchers. Or you get it from the shop. In the packaging in the shop. But in a can, ugh. It's like tuna. Tuna's alright, but canned meat, though, it's not the best. There are some foods I just wouldn't eat. Like, I don't like gammon, guys. I don't like gammon. My computer is mucking up. There we go. But yeah, food is nice, guys. Food is nice. What should I have for lunch? I wonder if there's any what should I have for dinner? I wonder if there's any baguette left. I might have a bit of ham and might have a bit of cheese, a bit of baguette, and maybe some of those giant Wotsits I got on my desk. Yeah, Wotsits are generally crisp, guys. I got some giant cheesy Wotsits. And I'm going to eat those with my dinner, I think. With a bit of baguette. And with a bit of baguette, a bit of baguette, a bit of baguette. Boom, boom, boom. 430. Yeah, 430 of you watch this stream. I'm going to end this stream soon, guys. I will stream tomorrow because it's Christmas Day. It's Christmas Eve. But it won't be a live Survivor Legacy episode. It'll just be a video because I've got a little video planned for tomorrow. I've got a little video planned for tomorrow, guys. And I want to take it down the Christmassy route. Oh, pardon me. 430 of you have watched this stream, guys. 430 of you. Do-do. Do-do. There's a lot of... We have a lot of rabbits across here. Ah. Yeah, I'm probably going to end this stream now, guys. But I'm going to say, guys, though, thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Have a good rest of your day, everyone. I'm Clement of Joe, and I am out. Boom.